Today is the 22nd Sunday after Pentecost. Hi, Church School families. Today is the 22nd Sunday after Pentecost. It is also All Saints' Day, and today's story from Godly Play will be the story of Moses. I hope you enjoy. The people of God were in the desert. They had ended up in Egypt, where they had become slaves of the Pharaoh. They were trapped there and could not go home. There were so many of the people of God in Egypt that the Pharaoh was afraid they would take his kingdom away from him. So he declared that all of the Israelite baby boys had to be killed. One of the mothers made a basket of bulrushes, woven together, and then she placed her son inside. She covered him with reeds and placed him in the Nile River. The daughter of Pharaoh found the basket. She named the baby Moses and raised him as her own in the palace. When Moses was a young man, he saw an Egyptian beating one of the people of God. Moses grew angry and killed him. Then he ran away into the desert because he knew he had done something wrong. Moses stayed with the family of Jethro. He married Zipporah, one of Jethro's daughters, and became a shepherd, and he lived there for 40 years. One day, while Moses was taking care of Jethro's sheep, he took them to the mountain of God, Mount Horeb, which is also called Sinai. Suddenly, he saw a bush that was burning, but that did not burn up. God spoke to Moses from the burning bush, and God told Moses that the cries of the people of God in Egypt had been heard. Moses was to go and to set the people free. Moses said, "But who am I to do such a thing?" God said, "I will be with you." "What is your name?" Moses asked. God said, "My name is Yahweh. I am who I am." Moses said, "Can't you send someone else?" God said, "Aaron, your brother, will go with you, and he will speak for you." So Moses went back to Egypt to tell the Pharaoh to let his people go. Moses went many times to the Pharaoh to tell him to let God's people go, and many times the Pharaoh said, "No." Terrible things happened in the land of Egypt. And finally, the Pharaoh said yes. God helped Moses lead the people through the water into freedom. Moses led the people through the desert for 40 years. The people of God grew tired and hungry and discouraged, and they grumbled to Moses. But God showed the people that God was with them by giving them quail and by giving them manna to eat. When the people were thirsty from traveling in the desert, they complained to Moses, and Moses talked with God. And God told Moses to strike a rock with his staff. Water came out of the rock so the people could drink. But at that time, something happened that made God angry, and Moses did not keep faith with God in the midst of the people. So God told Moses that he would see but never enter the promised land. The people were free, but they didn't know the best way to go. With God's help, Moses led the people to God's mountain, Mount Sinai, where God had spoken to him from the burning bush. Moses went up on the mountain to talk with God, and the people waited and waited and waited. Moses was gone a long time. The people began to think that Moses was never coming back. So they asked Aaron to make them a new god to lead them. Aaron took all the gold the women were wearing and melted it, and then he shaped the melted gold into a calf. He gave the calf to the people, saying, "Here is your God." And the people built an altar and worshipped the golden calf. Moses came down from the mountain. His face was shining. He carried the 10 best ways. But found the people worshiping the golden calf. He grew angry and broke the stone tablets on which the 10 best ways were written. He took the golden calf and threw it into a fire. The people were sorry. So God gave Moses the 10 best ways again, and Moses gave them to the people. God told Moses to have the people make a box called an ark to hold the 10 best ways. The box was covered with gold. The box also had poles on the side so that the people could always carry it with them wherever they went. God told Moses how to make a tent called a tabernacle for the ark. And when the people stopped to rest in the wilderness, God's glory filled the tent, and Moses came close to God there. When he came out, his face was shining. After 40 years, they came to another mountain, Mount Nebo. Moses looked over into the promised land from the mountaintop, and God said, "I will give this land to the people of God, but you will not cross over." Moses died there, and no one knows to this day where he was buried. I wonder what part of this story you liked the best. I wonder what part of the story was the most important. I wonder what part was about you or what part you were in. I wonder if we could have any of the story taken out and still have all that we need. I hope you have a wonderful week ahead. Be well. Bye.